Sit down, be humble. And they are. They are sitting down. They are going home. The Phoenix Suns, I have doubts, folks. All my T-shirts that say Suns in 4, I don't know I can wear them anymore right now. I think they stay in the closet. I think they stay in the drawers. Honestly, I don't even know how to break this down, folks. I am stunned. I think the collective NBA community is stunned. You're talking about a number 1 seed getting its ass kicked. Just a comprehensive embarrassment and emasculation. It's a go run and hide. Hide your kids, hide your wives. They raping everybody up in there. Like, they pillaged. They were Genghis Khan. They did things that we can't even speak about out loud. Put their dicks on their shoulders. I tell you what, it was fucking obscene. I mean, this could have demolished an entire franchise before their window even got set. DeAndre Ayton's in the middle of a max contract extension conversation, and now who knows what's going to happen with that. I think if the Mavs would have won this in a close game, maybe nobody even blinks. They're like, oh, Luka's on another planet. But they were down 30 points at halftime. They got outscored as a team by Luka himself in the first half. They had 27 points, and Luka had 27 points. They had 27 points and a half. That is obscene. I want to say the Suns had one of the best offensive ratings in the league this year. What happened at the halftime speech? Because they came out of halftime and gave up an 8-0 run to the Mavs. Just no urgency. How does this happen? You had CP3, Book, and Ayton 1 for 15. 1 for 15 in the first half. To me, that seems impossible. How do I process it? I don't even know. What's fascinating to me about this is that the Suns created a roster to do in the offseason, to do everything that they could to stop Giannis from doing Giannis things. And they didn't even realize they had to get there. They just forgot that there's an entire whole gauntlet of teams that play in different ways you have to game plan for to get there as well. It was like they just thought they were just going to take a shuttle to the finals. Just whoop. Everything else just good. The Bucks get shot down by the Celtics and get their own doors blown out by the Mavs by keeping things the same and not having flexibility themselves, like with PJ Tucker. Get rid of guys, you look over guys, you get an injury, Chris Middleton out, and night-night. Did they look past the Mavs? A lot of people think that they just look past them. I don't think it's just that simple. Because you look at the way that the roster is constructed, and I thought that they could have been built to beat anyone. I thought that they had enough 3-and-D guys on the wings that they could win any series. They had multiple three-point shooters. Torrey Craig shoots 33%. Jay Crowder shoots 35% from 3. Cam Johnson shoots 39% from 3. Mikal Bridges 37% from 3. And they were just too busy getting their bigs in order and their house clean in that front court to realize, holy shit, what if they neutralize our bigs? Ayton doesn't shoot threes in the way that Nick Batum does, like the Clippers. Reggie Bullock, as they say, Maxi Kleber. They just didn't fix the matchups. Trying to dissect this loss is wild because it makes you realize that the game is just changing right before our eyes without us being able to even process and write about and analyze what we're experiencing. Ty Lue changed the game in that Utah Jazz series in a way that now has set a blueprint for other teams to replicate. It's called, as John Hollinger would call it, this new term that I had never heard before today, which is called spaceball. Never heard of it before today. It's a good, really good term. Basically, the LA Clippers and Ty Lue ran 5 small three-point shooters, smaller three-point shooters, but big enough that they can defend anyone against the Jazz, and ran them off the fucking court on the perimeter. They're switching everything. They all can shoot threes, and now Rudy Gobert is completely useless. The Clippers also did the same thing to the Suns last year and almost won that series. It was closer than we remember. And that should have been a warning shot that the Suns were very vulnerable. There's now a new villain in town, and it's now the small ball 3-and-D lineup. Not quite small as the Warriors go. It's like the 6'8", 6'9", 3-and-D. I mean, that's fucking potent. If you're 6'2", and everybody else is 6'5" and up, it's kind of like what the Raptors are trying to do. It's amazing what one loss can do to a franchise. With one series blow, now reports are that Ayton is fucking gone. He's out of there. He didn't even want to go back into the game. He told them no, I'm hearing. And then they asked Monty Williams, what's up with that? And he's like, it's internal. It's internal? Excuse me? Does that mean he was like, deuces, I'm fucking out of here. You guys are on some bullshit. Monty never seems to get upset about Ayton. And now he's harshly been like, it's internal. Phoenix now has a huge decision to make. Do they pay Ayton? They've got rights to Ayton. Ayton can't go anywhere if they don't want him to. They can match any offer that anybody puts out as a restricted free agent. That's how it go. Do they let him walk? Do they do a sign and trade? Do they lean into the smaller lineup? Guys on TNT made a very interesting point. They said what Phoenix really lacked was a reliable third option on the court, a guy who could get you a bucket when Book was double-teamed and CP3 is either hampered or blitzed or cold. I thought that could be Cam Johnson or Cam Payne or Mikal Bridges, and it's basically neither. The other thing that was brought up is that they really miss Dario Saric, who can stretch the floor, but he's still coming off of an ACL tear. He's still in contract. Perfect wing who can also play the center, who can hit a three. But to me, what I feel happened the most when you kind of process it in real time is that Monty Williams got outcoached. He didn't do fucking a thing to change the way that it needed to go. Like, tell me this. Do you think that playing Jay Crowder at the small 5, Mikal Bridges at the 4, Cam Johnson at the 3, Book at the 2, and CP3 at the 1 seems to maybe do the same thing as what the Mavs were trying to do? Kind of feels like that to me. Cause a ton of problems for opposing teams, but somehow Monty Williams just let Jason Kidd dictate everything. And then say, well, you know what? We're just going to continue to do the same thing over and over again. We're going to run pick and roll with DA. DA's getting cooked out there. DA's frustrated. He's not aggressive enough. Then DA's like, fuck it, I'm out of here. You guys haven't paid me. Robert Sarver's probably going to be forced to sell the team. This place is bullshit. It's just a team that was just a tad bit too cocky, feeling themselves. They built a team to beat the Bucks without realizing they got to beat a lot of good teams. They have a lot of lineup flexibility, and you got to get there. Grizz play like that space ball. You got the Mavs doing it. You got the Clippers doing it. And now they're going to have to deal with the Nuggets trying to do the same thing as well with Jokic on the perimeter. 4 good teams that can play like that. Not even taking into account the Warriors that are there doing that same thing as well to a lesser degree. So what's the future in Phoenix? I think it's very fucking murky. I think Ayton is gone. And I don't even know what they do if that happens. Like, find ways to get guys involved on the perimeter. I don't know. Reggie Bullock was a huge signing. Spencer Dinwiddie was out there. You could have gotten him. Big 6'5" guard who can defend, who can shoot threes off the bench. Monty Williams should have benched DA. If that was Ty Lue, that's what he would have done. Nobody is immune. Chris Paul might have been benched if that was Ty Lue. Nobody is immune. It's matchup-based. It's not merit-based. It's matchup-based. It's not fucking like, what have you done in the last 60 games? It's, what have you done right now? And a week ago, the craziest thing is I never even thought we would have this discussion. I thought that the Suns were the favorite. I think everybody else did too. They overperformed expectations last year, thought that they should be able to surpass these expectations from basically overperforming this year, without noting that a lot of things broke their way last year to get them there. The league changing right before our eyes, and I think it's going to be very, very chaotic this offseason with Robert Sarver needing to probably sell the team, a buyer not wanting to be in the luxury tax when they buy a team or buy an asset. And then where do you go? What do you do? I guess we'll have to see.